Okay guys, so we're going to take a look at, we're going to start with the frame. This again is kind of design that I've been using right here, and I've had a lot of success with it, plus it's very, very easy. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to build this right here. Also, I should have a measurement somewhere on the HiveTool.org website as to the exact dimensions of this aluminum. This is a 10 frame Langstroth size scale or frame. What I'm going to be making is actually going to be for an 8 frame. So you're going to have to, you can make really basically any size frame you need to based on what you're wanting to do. So this is what it's going to look like. It has the 2 rails that your hive sits on. These cross members don't actually provide any weight-bearing support as far as touching your beehive at all. Underneath it are the load cells right here, and then I've got some furniture feet, and also I have some nuts here, and this basically holds the foot so it doesn't move on us. Basically, we want to try to get the frame as level as possible. You know, outside it's really hard to do, but you'll basically try to level this thing on whatever platform you're using. I use some concrete masonry bricks, and then I level it accordingly. But I want to go ahead and take this off the table, and I want to bring our parts over, and we're going to go ahead and start assembling a frame. So go ahead and show you some of the components that we're going to need. So when you go and buy the developer's kit on the website, the HiveTool.org website, you're going to get load cells, and typically you'll buy 4 at a time. There's 4 needed for one particular frame. So, and it's real important to notate which side's up and which side's down, because you're going to have to install these the right direction. If you do not, you'll have problems, and it will get very confusing, and you'll wonder why the thing won't calibrate properly later on. But so they'll all be in bags, and that's that. So we have the load cells, and again, there's arrows on the load cells to show you which way is up and which way is down. I always have the arrow pointed up towards the beehive. So that's how I'm going to be installing them, and we'll go ahead and move on from here. So 4 load cells. We're going to, now this is, sorry, some aluminum angle that I've put holes in here and here. But again, there's going to be a diagram somewhere on the HiveTool website telling you exactly how to build these if you want to build them. This is 2x2 angle, 2 inches across, 2 inches of leg is what they call it. And the thickness of this particular stuff is, I think it's 3/16. So it's 3/16, 2x2 angle, 3/16 thick. And then I have supports, the cross members that go laterally on this are going to be, it's 1 inch, I know it's 1 inch, by 3/8. Again, I have the holes drilled here also. So the frame is quite simple. It's basically composed of 4 aluminum pieces, 4 load cells, 8 of, I'm using stainless steel screws here, and let me get wing nuts. Again, these are going to be, this is going to be actually M8. These wing nuts are M8, and they go on this foot right here. This is a furniture foot, I believe that's what it is, and I'll go ahead and leave some information about that. But let's go ahead and install these while we have it. I have this in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and install the wing nut on the furniture foot, or the foot, and just keep them like that. So I'm going to repeat that. Have the wings facing downward toward the foot. Okay. These feet are going to attach to the load cell. And we're done with these at this point. So let's go ahead and put those there. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to install the cross members and the load cells. The load cells. Okay. So the foot are going to end up going in this one big hole right here. This is an M8 size hole. The load cells down here have two holes. These are M6, and they're already have threads in them. So it's basically going to act as like a nut, so you don't have to use nuts when clamping all of this together, when fastening all of it together, rather. And you're basically going to want, on this cross member, there's a wide side and a narrow side. I don't know if you can see that. The holes aren't exactly in the middle. You're going to want to line that up to where the short side is facing the center of the load cell. If you put it this way, you can see that it doesn't line up very good. And you'll see the aluminum edge here matches this pretty darn close. So that's how you know you're doing it right. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go ahead, again this is going to be an 8-frame model. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Line all the holes up. Okay. And this is, again, important to remember. You want the arrow facing, this is going to be the top, so you want them facing towards the angle. So the arrow facing towards the aluminum angle. Okay, so that's just really, that's loosely set, but it's okay, because we're going to tighten all this down real well here in just a little bit. Okay, so again we need to put the other cross member on the other side. And the small side pointed outward. What is all this? Okay. This is all very loose and flimsy right now, but it's okay. Like I said, there's probably a better way to do this. I'm kind of having to not do it in an ideal manner because of all this filming. So now we've got the frame almost fully completed. We do need to make some adjustments though. You know, these load cells need to be kind of centered up. This one's kicked over a little bit up. So what can be done is, the screws are not in super tight right now, so we should be able to put these over their hand. Or I'm going to use this piece of aluminum here. 1 second. Kind of a pry. You could use a flathead screwdriver or something if you don't have this. So basically, I'm just making sure that the load cell is pretty straight. And looking pretty good. Okay, and remember, you know, the arrows need to be facing towards the beehive. You see that? We've got that there. Okay. I'm going to tighten these up. Actually, they're pretty tight. Make sure the load cells are straight and tighten them down. So now we've got our load cells on, and the frame is nearly complete. Not that bad, was it? Okay, now we obviously need the feet because right now the load cells aren't going to be doing anything. So what we need to do is take that we have here and we need to put them into the load cell. So just go ahead and screw those in. And I'm going to go ahead and so what happens is this wing nut right here, once you have decided to, when you've leveled it out and you like where it is, just go ahead and hold, it'll be on the ground, just hold this still and just tighten this wing nut right here. So now this won't move. And you'll have a really good level surface. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and install the rest of these real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and provide, like I said, the parts list for all the stuff that I'm using, so you don't have to guess. Again, this frame will fit an 8-frame Langstroth hive. Actually, a flow hive is going to be going on with this particular build. So now, aside from putting the little pieces on here, this frame is finished. What we're going to have to do next is we're going to have to build. We'll go ahead and work on the ammo box and the containment, which is the containment box next. But this frame is ready to go. It will need some field adjustments, but we are good to go. So this is done. I'll be back.